Commander Vexhai stood on the bridge of his exploration ship, watching the small blue planet grow larger on his screens. 3 years of travel through space had brought his fleet to this distant star system. The planet looked beautiful with its white clouds and blue oceans. His sensors showed that life existed on this world, and there were signs of intelligent beings living there. "Commander, we are picking up radio signals from the planet," said his communications officer, Kethmore. "The signals are basic but show organized patterns. These beings have discovered electricity and radio waves." Vexhai smiled. This was exactly what he had hoped to find. Another young species ready to join the great galactic community. In his long career, he had made contact with dozens of primitive worlds. The process was always the same. Show them. Advanced technology helped them understand they were not alone in the universe, and then guide them into the Confederation as junior members. "Begin standard first contact procedures," Vexhai ordered. "Send them a simple mathematical sequence. Let them know we come in peace." Far below on Earth, Captain Jake Morrison was having a normal day at the space monitoring station when alarms started ringing. He had been tracking unknown objects approaching the solar system for weeks, but now they were close enough to get clear readings. "Sir, we have multiple ships entering Earth orbit," reported his communications officer. "They just sent us a transmission." Jake looked at the screen showing a series of numbers, prime numbers in sequence. This was it. First contact with alien life. He had trained for this moment his whole career, but it still felt unreal. "Get me Admiral Brooks immediately," Jake said, "and patch me through to Dr. Harper at the research center." Within minutes, the Earth's top scientists and military leaders were on the line. Dr. Lisa Harper, Earth's leading expert on alien life, was excited but tried to stay calm. "The mathematical sequence confirms they are intelligent," she said. "This is exactly how we expected first contact to happen. They are trying to show us they understand math and logic." Admiral Kevin Brooks was more cautious. "What can our sensors tell us about their ships and weapons?" "They have energy shields and what appear to be plasma-based weapons," Jake reported. "Their technology is definitely more advanced than what we show publicly." "Good," Brooks said quietly. "Respond to their transmission. Use the standard protocol we developed for this situation." Jake sent back a mathematical response, followed by basic images showing Earth, humans, and peaceful intentions. Within hours, the aliens responded with their own images. They looked like tall, thin beings with large eyes and pale skin. They sent pictures of many different worlds and star systems, clearly trying to show how big their civilization was. President Daniel Carter held an emergency meeting with his top advisors. The room was tense, but controlled. They had prepared for this day for decades. "Ambassador Rodriguez, you will lead our diplomatic team," the president said. "Remember, we need to appear impressed but not terrified. We are a young species meeting our galactic neighbors for the first time." Claire Rodriguez nodded. She had studied alien contact scenarios her entire career. "I understand, Mr. President. We show curiosity and caution, but we don't reveal our true capabilities." Dr. Harper was busy studying every detail of the alien transmissions. The aliens called themselves Zephyrians, and they seemed to follow a standard pattern for making contact with new species. They were clearly confident in their superiority. "They expect us to be amazed by their technology," she told her research team. "Dr. Walsh, make sure our own technology appears primitive to their scans. We cannot let them see what we are really capable of." Dr. Ryan Walsh understood perfectly. Earth's actual technology was far beyond what they showed to the outside universe. Their job was to make sure the aliens only saw what they wanted them to see. The first face-to-face meeting was arranged to take place on a space station in Earth's orbit. The Zephyrians arrived in a smaller ship that was still impressive by the standards they were pretending to have. Commander Vexhai brought several of his officers to meet with the human delegation. Jake Morrison commanded the security for the meeting, while Ambassador Rodriguez led the talks. The meeting room was carefully designed to look like the best technology Earth could offer, while hiding their real capabilities. Commander Vexhai was pleased with how the meeting began. The humans seemed appropriately awed by Zephyrian technology. They asked good questions about faster-than-light travel and energy weapons, just as young species always did. We represent a confederation of over 10,000 worlds, HFY explained through his universal translator. We have been exploring the galaxy for thousands of years, bringing peace and knowledge to developing civilizations. Ambassador Rodriguez smiled and nodded. We are honored to meet you. Humanity has always wondered if we were alone in the universe. This is a great day for our species. The Zephyrians demonstrated their technology with confidence. They showed energy shields that could stop projectile weapons. They displayed plasma weapons that could cut through metal. They shared pictures of their great cities on distant worlds and their massive fleet of starships. Each demonstration was met with what appeared to be wonder and excitement from the humans. Dr. Harper asked technical questions that made her seem intelligent but not too advanced. The aliens were happy to explain their superior technology to these primitive beings. Colonel Susan Hayes watched everything from the security center, making careful notes. Every alien weapon and ship was being studied and analyzed. Agent Marcus Bell recorded every word and gesture, building profiles of each alien visitor. They are exactly what we expected, Colonel Hayes reported to General Patricia Young. Confident, superior, and completely unaware of what they are really dealing with. General Young smiled grimly. Good. Let them maintain their confidence. The longer they underestimate us, the better we can study them. As the meeting continued, the Zephyrians offered to share some of their technology with humanity. They proposed building a communications relay that would allow Earth to contact other worlds in the Confederation. They also offered to help humanity develop better space travel technology. The humans accepted these offers with what appeared to be gratitude and excitement. Commander HFY was pleased. This was going exactly as all first contacts went. Soon, these humans would be another junior member of the Confederation, grateful for Zephyrian guidance and protection. What the aliens did not know was that every word they spoke was being recorded and analyzed by Earth's most advanced computers. Every piece of technology they showed was being studied by scientists who already understood far more than they pretended to know. The meeting ended with agreements for cultural exchange and further cooperation. The Zephyrians would establish a temporary base on Earth's moon, while human representatives would visit their ships to learn about galactic civilization. As the aliens left, Ambassador Rodriguez maintained her excited smile until they were gone. Then her expression became serious as she turned to her team. Phase 1 is complete, she said quietly. They believe exactly what we want them to believe. Now we begin the real work. The Zephyrian base on Earth's moon grew quickly over the following weeks. Commander HFY was pleased with how smoothly everything was going. The humans were eager to learn and seemed properly impressed by Zephyrian technology. This was exactly how First Contact was supposed to work. Dr. Lisa Harper led the human team studying alien technology at the moon base. She watched carefully as the Zephyrians demonstrated their faster-than-light communication system. It was impressive technology, but not beyond human understanding. She made sure to ask the right questions to seem curious but not too knowledgeable. How does the quantum entanglement work over such vast distances? She asked, taking notes on a simple tablet computer. Kethmore, the Zephyrian scientist, was happy to explain. We have learned to stabilize the quantum pairs using crystalline matrices. It took our people many centuries to develop this technology. Dr. Harper nodded enthusiastically while hiding her real thoughts. Earth's quantum communication network was already more advanced than what the aliens were showing them. Her colleague, Dr. Ryan Walsh, sat nearby, also pretending to be amazed by technology they had surpassed years ago. Back on Earth, Colonel Susan Hayes coordinated with Agent Marcus Bell to make sure all human military installations stayed hidden from alien sensors. The Zephyrians had powerful scanning technology, but Earth's stealth systems were designed specifically to fool such scans. All orbital defense platforms are showing as civilian satellites, Agent Bell reported. The asteroid mining operations are reading as natural rock formations. Everything is working perfectly. Colonel Hayes was satisfied. The aliens could scan all they wanted. They would only see what Earth wanted them to see. Meanwhile, Earth's own sensors were studying every detail of Zephyrian technology and ship construction. Commander HFY spent his time meeting with human leaders and sharing knowledge about galactic civilization. He showed President Carter detailed star charts of the known galaxy, pointing out the locations of major civilizations and trade routes. The galaxy is vast and full of wonders, Vexhai explained. Your species will have much to learn, but we will guide you carefully. Many worlds have benefited from joining our confederation. President Carter studied the star charts with apparent fascination. How many species are part of your confederation? Over 3,000 different species across 10,000 worlds, Vexhai said proudly. We have brought peace and prosperity to countless civilizations. Humanity will find its place among us. What Vexhai did not know was that President Carter already knew about most of the civilizations on those star charts. Earth's intelligence network had been monitoring galactic communications for decades. The information the aliens were sharing was useful mainly for confirming what humanity already knew. General Patricia Young met with her staff to review the intelligence being gathered. What can we learn about their military capabilities? Their weapons are effective but not revolutionary, reported Dr. Walsh. Plasma-based energy weapons, particle beam technology, basic energy shields. Nothing we have not already developed and improved upon. Their ships are well built but follow predictable designs, added Captain Jake Morrison. They seem to prefer large, impressive vessels over tactical efficiency. Their formation flying suggests standard military doctrine without much innovation. Admiral Kevin Brooks nodded thoughtfully. They are confident because they have been the strongest force in their region for a long time. That makes them predictable. The cultural exchange continued as planned. Human scientists visited Zephyrian ships to study their technology, while Zephyrian researchers examined human civilization. Both sides learned much, but only the humans understood what they were really learning. Dr. Harper spent days aboard the main Zephyrian exploration ship. She was amazed by how readily the aliens shared their technology. They seemed to have no concept that a younger species might pose any threat to them. Your computer systems are very advanced, she told Kethmore as they toured the ship's main laboratory. How do you protect against system intrusions or cyber attacks? Kethmore looked confused. System intrusions? We have basic security protocols, but such attacks are rare between civilized species. Why would anyone want to damage computer systems? Dr. Harper realized that the Zephyrians had never encountered serious cyber warfare. Their confidence in their superiority had made them careless about digital security. This was valuable information. Meanwhile, Zephyrian researchers studied human society with growing puzzlement. They expected to find a typical young civilization struggling with basic problems like resource management and social organization. Instead, they found a remarkably stable and efficient society. Their population management is very effective, Kethmore reported to Commander Vexhai. They have eliminated poverty and hunger across their entire planet. This usually takes centuries to achieve. Perhaps they are more advanced than they appear, suggested another officer. Vexhai shook his head. No, look at their space technology. They have barely left their home system. They are simply fortunate to have good leadership. Some primitive species develop good social systems before advancing technologically. The Zephyrians continued to share information about galactic politics and economics. They explained how trade worked between different worlds and how disputes were resolved through the Confederation Council. They offered to help Earth establish trade relationships with other species. Ambassador Claire Rodriguez listened carefully to all of this information. Earth's economic planners had been waiting for detailed information about galactic trade systems. The aliens were giving them everything they needed to know. We would be very interested in establishing trade relationships, she told Commander Vexhai. What kinds of resources are most valuable in galactic markets? The aliens were happy to explain. Rare metals, energy crystals, and biological compounds were always in demand. Advanced technology was strictly controlled to prevent younger species from developing dangerous weapons too quickly. Lieutenant Nicole Parker of Earth Intelligence worked quietly to map Zephyrian command structures and communication protocols. She posed as a junior diplomatic aide while actually analyzing everything she observed about alien military organization. They follow very rigid hierarchy systems, she reported to Colonel Hayes. Decision-making is centralized and lower ranking. Officers rarely show initiative. This could be a significant weakness in combat situations. As weeks passed, the Zephyrians began to feel more comfortable around humans. They shared stories about other species they had contacted and the challenges of managing such a large confederation. They seemed to view humans as potential allies rather than threats. Dr. Harper and her team continued their careful study of alien technology while maintaining their pose as impressed but primitive scientists. Every new piece of information was quietly transmitted back to Earth's research centers for analysis. The aliens had no idea that every conversation was being recorded and studied by Earth's most advanced artificial intelligence systems. Language patterns, cultural behaviors, and technological capabilities were all being analyzed and cataloged. Agent Marcus Bell spent his time building detailed profiles of individual Zephyrians. He identified which ones made important decisions, which ones might be sympathetic to human interests, and which ones might become problems if tensions arose. Commander Vexhai is genuinely trying to be helpful, he reported. He believes in the Confederation's mission to guide younger species. Kethmore is curious about everything and might be useful as a source of information. The military officers are more suspicious but still view us as harmless. The cultural exchange was working exactly as Earth's planners had hoped. The aliens were revealing their capabilities and weaknesses while learning nothing important about human civilization. The carefully constructed facade of primitive but promising humanity was holding perfectly. As the second month of contact began, Commander Vexhai felt satisfied with the progress being made. The humans were learning quickly and seemed genuinely grateful for Zephyrian guidance. Soon, Earth would be ready to take its place in the galactic community as another successful integration. He had no idea that he and his entire fleet were being studied like specimens in a laboratory, or that the primitive species he was trying to help had been watching his civilization for longer than the Zephyrian Confederation had existed. 3 months after first contact, emergency alarms began ringing at the Zephyrian moon base. A massive asteroid was heading directly toward their installation, and their deflection systems were not powerful enough to stop it. The space rock was too big and moving too fast for their energy weapons to destroy completely. Commander Vexhai watched the asteroid approach with growing concern. His engineers worked frantically to boost power to their defensive systems, but the calculations were clear. The asteroid would strike their base in less than 6 hours, destroying everything they had built. "Commander, we need to evacuate the base immediately," reported his chief engineer. "Our weapons can break up part of the asteroid, but the debris will still cause massive damage." Vexhai felt frustrated and embarrassed. To be forced to abandon their base because of a simple asteroid felt like a failure. Worse, it would happen in front of the humans they were supposed to be impressing with their advanced technology. On Earth, Captain Jake Morrison received the distress signal from the moon base. The Zephyrians were asking for any assistance Earth could provide, though they clearly did not expect much help from such a primitive species. "Admiral Brooks, the aliens have a problem," Jake reported. "They are requesting assistance with an asteroid threat." Admiral Kevin Brooks smiled slightly. "Are they indeed? Well, we cannot let our new friends suffer such an unfortunate accident. Captain Morrison, you have authorization to deploy Thor's hammer." Jake felt a moment of excitement. Thor's hammer was one of Earth's most impressive orbital weapons, disguised as an asteroid mining platform. The tungsten rod kinetic bombardment system could deliver precise strikes with devastating force. "Sir, are you sure? If we use Thor's hammer, they will see that our technology is more advanced than we have been showing them." "That is the point, Captain," Brooks replied. "It is time to begin showing them who they are really dealing with. But we will do it carefully." Dr. Ryan Walsh received orders to assist with the operation. His job was to calculate the exact trajectory needed to destroy the asteroid, without revealing the full capabilities of the weapon system. It needed to look impressive, but not too advanced. "We want them to think this is our best mining tool being used for emergency defense," Dr. Walsh explained to his team. "The targeting needs to be precise, but not impossibly so." Engineer Tony Kim managed the targeting systems from the orbital platform, hidden behind one of Earth's satellites. The tungsten rods were simple weapons in theory, but required incredible precision to use effectively. The calculations had to account for orbital mechanics, asteroid rotation, and the need to completely vaporize the target. Commander Vexhai was surprised when Captain Morrison contacted him directly. "Commander, we believe we can help with your asteroid problem. We have a mining tool that might be able to destroy the asteroid." A mining tool? Vexhai was skeptical. Human technology was primitive compared to Zephyrian science. "Captain, we appreciate the offer, but this asteroid is very large. It would require tremendous energy to destroy it completely." "We understand the risks," Jake replied calmly. "But we would like to try to help our new friends. Please clear your ships from the impact zone." Vexhai agreed, mainly because he did not want to seem ungrateful for human assistance, even if it proved ineffective. He ordered his ships to move to a safe distance and prepared to watch the humans attempt something beyond their capabilities. What happened next left the entire Zephyrian fleet stunned. A series of tungsten rods fired from what had appeared to be a simple satellite struck the asteroid with perfect precision. The kinetic energy released was enormous, completely vaporizing the space rock in a brilliant flash of light. The accuracy was what shocked the Zephyrians most. Each rod had hit exactly where it needed to hit to achieve total destruction. The targeting calculations required for such precision were far beyond what they expected from human technology. "How did they do that?" whispered Kethmore as he studied the sensor readings. The energy release was perfectly controlled. The targeting was flawless. That was not primitive technology. Commander Vexhai stared at the empty space where the asteroid had been. "Captain Morrison, that was an impressive demonstration. How did you achieve such precise targeting with a mining tool?" Jake kept his voice calm and friendly. "We have had to develop very accurate targeting systems for asteroid mining operations. We repurposed the system for your emergency. We are glad we could help." Ambassador Claire Rodriguez contacted the Zephyrian commander to follow up on the rescue operation. "We hope our assistance was helpful, Commander. We are always ready to help our new friends." "It was more than helpful," Vexhai replied slowly. "We did not realize human mining technology was so advanced. We have had to become very good at working in space," Rodriguez explained casually. "Our asteroid mining operations require precise targeting to avoid damaging valuable materials." The explanation sounded reasonable, but it did not explain everything the Zephyrians had observed. The weapon system had not looked like any mining tool they knew about. The energy release patterns were more consistent with military-grade kinetic weapons. Dr. Lisa Harper arrived at the moon base shortly after the asteroid incident to check on Zephyrian equipment that might have been damaged by debris. She acted concerned about their safety while carefully observing their reactions to the demonstration. "We are sorry you had to deal with such a dangerous situation," she told Kethmore. "We hope none of your equipment was damaged by the explosion." "No damage at all," Kethmore replied, but his tone was thoughtful. "Dr. Harper, how long has humanity been using such precise targeting systems?" "Oh, for quite a while now," Harper said casually. "Our mining operations have become very sophisticated over the past few decades. We need precise control to extract materials efficiently." Lieutenant Nicole Parker listened to all communications between Earth and the Zephyrian fleet, noting the growing confusion in alien discussions. The asteroid incident had clearly shaken their confidence about human capabilities. "They are starting to ask questions," she reported to Colonel Susan Hayes. "The precision of the attack was too perfect to dismiss as primitive technology." Colonel Hayes nodded. "Good. Let them wonder. The more they question their assumptions, the more off balance they will become." Back at the moon base, Commander Vexhai held a private meeting with his senior officers. The asteroid incident had raised uncomfortable questions about human technology and intentions. "The targeting precision was beyond anything we expected," reported his weapons officer. "The energy calculations required for that level of accuracy suggest very advanced computer systems." "Perhaps they are more developed than they appear," suggested Kethmore. "Their social organization is already more advanced than most species we encounter." Vexhai was troubled. In all his experience with First Contact, he had never encountered a species that surprised him this way. Young civilizations were supposed to be predictable, They were supposed to be impressed by Zephyrian technology, not demonstrate capabilities that rivaled Confederation standards. Continue monitoring their technology, he ordered. But do it carefully. We may have underestimated these humans. Dr. Walsh reviewed the mission results with satisfaction. The asteroid destruction had achieved exactly what Earth's planners wanted. The Zephyrians were now questioning their assumptions without yet understanding the full truth. They are confused, but not yet suspicious, he reported to Admiral Brooks. They think we might be more advanced than we first appeared, but they have no idea how much more advanced we actually are. Admiral Brooks was pleased. Perfect. Let them think we are an unusually developed young species. That will make the next phase more interesting. The asteroid incident marked a turning point in the relationship between humanity and the Zephyrians. For the first time, the aliens began to wonder if they truly understood the species they were trying to guide into galactic civilization. What they did not yet realize was that they had just seen the smallest possible demonstration of human capabilities. The weapon that had impressed them so much was barely a fraction of Earth's actual military power. As night fell over the moon base, Commander Vexhai looked down at the blue planet below and wondered what other surprises humanity might be hiding. He was beginning to suspect that this first contact mission was not going to follow the usual pattern after all. 2 weeks after the asteroid incident, a Zephyrian probe on routine patrol near Jupiter made a discovery that changed everything. The probe's sensors detected a large artificial structure hidden behind one of Jupiter's moons. When the probe moved closer to investigate, it found a massive space station bristling with advanced technology. Captain Alex Turner commanded the deep space monitoring station that the aliens had discovered. His facility had been tracking galactic communications and ship movements for over 30 years, but it was designed to remain invisible to most scanning systems. The Zephyrian probe had simply gotten lucky. "Sir, we have been detected by an alien probe," reported his communications officer. "They are scanning our facility with active sensors." Alex knew this moment would come eventually. "Contact Earth. Command immediately. Let them know our cover has been blown. Continue normal operations until we receive orders." Commander Vexhai received the probe's report with shock and growing alarm. The space station was clearly human-built, but it showed technology far beyond anything Earth had revealed during first contact. The facility was enormous and obviously designed for long-term operations. "How long has this station been there?" he demanded. "Based on the construction materials and design patterns, at least several decades," replied his science officer. "Commander, this changes everything. If humans have been operating in deep space for that long, they are not the young civilization we believed them to be." Vexhai felt a cold realization growing in his mind. If humans had been hiding advanced space facilities, what else had they been hiding? The confident first contact mission was beginning to feel like a carefully planned deception. On Earth, President Carter called an emergency meeting with his top advisors. The discovery of the Jupiter station meant they could no longer maintain the pretense of being a newly spacefaring species. "Dr. Harper, Admiral Brooks, we need to decide how much truth to reveal," the president said. "The aliens have caught us in our deception, but they do not know the full extent of it yet." Dr. Harper had been expecting this moment. "We can gradually reveal our true capabilities while still hiding the most sensitive information. Let them think we are more advanced than we first appeared but not reveal everything." Admiral Brooks agreed. "We show them enough truth to explain the Jupiter station, but we keep our real secrets hidden. They need to understand they underestimated us without learning how badly they underestimated us." Ambassador Rodriguez received orders to arrange a meeting with Commander Vexhai. It was time for what Earth's planners called controlled disclosure. They would reveal some truths while maintaining bigger secrets. The meeting took place aboard the Zephyrian flagship, with both sides knowing that the careful diplomacy of first contact was over. Commander Vexhai confronted the human delegation directly. "Ambassador Rodriguez, we have discovered your deep space facility near Jupiter," he said without introduction. "You have not been honest about your space capabilities. How long has humanity been operating in deep space?" Rodriguez maintained, her calm diplomatic demeanor. "Commander, we apologize for not being completely open about our space program. We were concerned about how you might react to learning that we were already monitoring space traffic in this region. Monitoring space traffic? Vexahai's voice rose slightly. For how long? Several decades, Rodriguez admitted. We detected signs of galactic civilization long before your arrival. We built monitoring stations to study and learn about the galaxy beyond our system. The revelation hit the Zephyrians like a shockwave. If humans had been monitoring galactic communications for decades, they already knew about the Confederation and its member species. The entire first contact scenario had been an elaborate performance. Dr. Harper decided it was time to reveal more of the truth. Commander, we would like to show you some of our actual space capabilities. We think it is time for complete honesty between our species. What followed over the next several days left the Zephyrian delegation stunned. The humans revealed a space fleet that had been hidden throughout the solar system using advanced stealth technology. Ships that had appeared to be asteroids or comets on sensors were actually sophisticated military vessels. Admiral Brooks personally escorted Commander Vexhai aboard the flagship of Earth's actual space fleet. The UES Leviathan was a dreadnought-class vessel that dwarfed anything in the Zephyrian exploration fleet. Its armor was thicker, its weapons more powerful, and its technology more advanced than anything the aliens had seen. "This is impossible," whispered Kethmore as they toured the massive ship. "How did your species develop such advanced technology without anyone in the galaxy knowing about it?" Captain Jake Morrison, now revealed as the commander of one of Earth's most advanced warships, smiled slightly. "We have been very careful to develop our technology in secret. We learned early that the galaxy might not be entirely safe for young species. The Zephyrians learned that humanity had not been discovering galactic civilization during their cultural exchange. They had been studying it like scientists examining laboratory specimens. Earth's intelligence networks had infiltrated dozens of worlds using advanced genetic modification and social engineering techniques. Director Helen Cruz of Earth Intelligence revealed the scope of human information gathering. "We have been monitoring your Confederation's communications, military movements, and political developments for over 50 years. We know more about your civilization than most of your own citizens do." Agent Chris Murphy demonstrated translation, technology that made the Zephyrian Universal Translator seem primitive by comparison. Earth's systems could not only translate languages, but also analyze cultural context, emotional undertones, and hidden meanings in communications. "Every conversation between our species has been analyzed by our artificial intelligence systems," Murphy explained. "We understand your society, your technology, and your military capabilities better than you might expect." Commander Vexhai felt overwhelmed by the revelations. "Why did you hide all of this? Why pretend to be a primitive species?" President Carter answered that question personally. "Because we needed to understand your intentions, Commander. When a powerful alien fleet approaches a world, the inhabitants need to know whether they come as friends or conquerors." "We come as friends," Vexhai protested. "The Confederation has always sought to help developing species." "And we appreciate that," Carter replied. "But we have learned that the galaxy can be dangerous. We prefer to be cautious when dealing with unknown civilizations." Dr. Walsh revealed recordings of human agents operating undetected in major galactic trade hubs. The recordings showed humans who had been genetically modified to appear as members of other species, gathering intelligence on military capabilities and political structures across hundreds of worlds. "You have been spying on the entire galaxy," Vexhai said with growing horror. "We have been protecting ourselves," Dr. Harper corrected. "We learned long ago that knowledge is the best defense against potential threats." The Zephyrians began to understand that their confident first contact mission had been carefully controlled from the beginning. Every meeting, every demonstration, every exchange of information had been planned by human intelligence services. "How much of our interaction was real?" Kethmore asked quietly. Ambassador Rodriguez smiled sadly. "Our friendship is real, Kethmore. Our interest in peaceful relations is genuine. But yes, we have been controlling the pace and content of our exchanges to protect our security." Lieutenant Nicole Parker revealed that Earth had been monitoring all Zephyrian communications since their arrival. Every private conversation between alien crew members had been recorded and analyzed. "We know about your concerns regarding human development," she said. "We know about your debates over whether we are advancing too quickly. We know about your protocols for dealing with potentially dangerous species." Colonel Hayes showed them Earth's real military installations, orbital defense platforms that could destroy entire fleets, planetary shield generators that could protect Earth from any conceivable attack, weapon systems that made the asteroid destruction look like a child's toy. "The weapon we used on the asteroid was one of our smallest kinetic systems," she explained. "We have much more powerful options available if needed." The scope of human deception and preparation was staggering. The Zephyrians realized they had not encountered a young species ready for guidance. They had found an ancient civilization that had been watching and studying the galaxy for longer than their own confederation had existed. Commander Vexhai sat in his quarters that night, trying to process everything he had learned. His exploration fleet had not made first contact with a primitive world. They had been discovered, studied, and carefully manipulated by a species far more advanced than anything he had encountered in his long career. The worst part was that he was beginning to suspect this was only the beginning of what humanity was hiding from them. The final revelation came when Commander Vexhai tried to contact his home fleet for emergency instructions. His communications were being blocked, and he could not reach Zephyrian High Command. When he confronted the humans about this, their response changed everything he thought he knew about the galaxy. General Patricia Young met with the Zephyrian commander in person to explain what was happening. "Commander, your communications are not being blocked. They are being filtered. We have been managing your contact with your home fleet since you arrived." "Managing our communications?" Vexhai felt a chill of fear. "What does that mean?" "It means we decide what messages reach your fleet and what messages they send to you," Young explained calmly. "We have been monitoring and controlling galactic communications in this region for over a century. The implications were staggering. If humans could control communications across interstellar distances, their technology was far beyond anything the Confederation possessed." Vexhai realized that his entire mission had been operating under human supervision from the beginning. Captain Jake Morrison revealed the true scope of human expansion. The star charts showing Earth as an isolated world were completely false. Humanity had colonies on worlds the Zephyrians believed were uninhabited, mining operations in empty star systems, and observation posts monitoring every major galactic civilization. "Your Confederation controls 10,000 worlds," Morrison said as he displayed the real star charts. "Humanity operates in over 50,000 systems. We are not the young species you thought you were meeting." The numbers were impossible to believe. The Zephyrian Confederation was proud of being the largest political entity in their region of the galaxy. Learning that humans controlled 5 times as many systems was beyond shocking. Dr. Ryan Walsh explained how this had been possible. "We developed stealth technology and genetic modification centuries ago. Our colonies appear to be populated by local species. Our mining operations look like natural phenomena. Our observation posts are invisible to conventional sensors." Kethmore struggled to understand. "But we have surveyed those systems. We found no signs of intelligent life or artificial structures." "Because we did not want you to find them, Doctor," Harper said gently. "We have been very careful to remain hidden while we studied galactic civilization." Director Paul Martinez of Earth's Strategic Planning Division revealed the most shocking truth of all. The Zephyrian exploration fleet had not found Earth by accident. They had been guided there as part of a controlled first contact experiment. "We wanted to study how galactic civilizations approach primitive worlds," Martinez explained. "Your entire mission was part of our research into Confederation contact protocols." Commander Vexhai felt sick. "You mean we were brought here deliberately? Our discovery of Earth was planned?" "Every aspect of your encounter with humanity has been carefully orchestrated," Martinez confirmed. "We needed to understand how your species deals with newly discovered civilizations." The revelations continued to grow worse. Agent Chris Murphy showed recordings of human agents working within the Zephyrian government itself. People Vexhai had known for years were actually human operatives using advanced genetic disguises. "We have been monitoring your Confederation from within for decades," Murphy explained. "Several members of your own high command are human agents. The scope of human infiltration was total. Every major galactic civilization had been penetrated by human intelligence services. Every government, every military, every scientific institution had human agents working within their ranks." Admiral Kevin Brooks delivered the final revelation that broke Vexhi's understanding of reality. "Commander, humanity is not just another galactic civilization. We are the ancient guardians who have been protecting and guiding galactic development for millennia." "Ancient guardians?" Vexhi whispered. "The Zephyrian Confederation exists because we allowed it to exist." Brooks continued. "Every major galactic civilization has been carefully nurtured and protected by human oversight. We are not conquerors, Commander. We are shepherds." The truth was staggering beyond belief. Humanity had not just been hiding their advanced civilization. They had been secretly managing the development of galactic civilization for thousands of years. Every species, every government, every technological advance had been guided by human influence. Dr. Harper showed Vexhi the vast databases containing detailed records of every galactic species. "We have been watching and protecting younger civilizations since before your species developed space travel. The galaxy is not a collection of independent civilizations, Commander. It is a carefully tended garden." President Carter explained the philosophy behind human guardianship. "We learned long ago that young civilizations need protection from the dangers of rapid development. Wars, environmental destruction, social collapse. These things destroy promising species before they can reach their potential. So we guide development from the shadows," added Ambassador Rodriguez. "We prevent wars that would destroy entire species. We share technology when civilizations are ready for it. We protect younger worlds from threats they cannot handle alone." The Confederation's proud history of bringing peace to the galaxy was revealed to be a managed process. Human agents had prevented conflicts, arranged diplomatic solutions, and ensured that aggressive species remained contained. The Zephyrians had been tools of human policy without ever knowing it. "Every peaceful contact between your Confederation and younger species was arranged by our agents," Director Cruz revealed. "We made sure that aggressive civilizations never encountered developing worlds. We guided your expansion to avoid conflicts that could have destroyed entire regions." Commander Vexhi felt his entire worldview crumbling. "Why reveal this to us now? Why tell us the truth?" "Because your species has reached a point where you can handle the truth," President Carter replied. "We believe the Zephyrians are ready to become conscious partners in protecting galactic civilization rather than unconscious tools." The offer that followed was both generous and terrifying. Humanity was willing to accept the Zephyrian Confederation as junior partners in their ancient mission of galactic guardianship. The Zephyrians could learn the truth about their role in human plans and help guide other species openly, rather than unknowingly. "You can join us as protectors of galactic civilization," Admiral Brooks explained. "Or you can return to your space and continue your mission, never knowing the full extent of what you discovered here." The choice was almost impossible to make. Accepting human partnership meant acknowledging that everything the Confederation believed about itself was false. Rejecting it meant living with the knowledge that they were puppets in someone else's plan. Kethmore spoke for many of his people when he asked, "How can we trust anything you tell us? How do we know this is not another deception?" Dr. Harper answered, with sad honesty, "You cannot know for certain, but consider this. If we wanted to deceive you, would we reveal so much? If we wanted to control you, would we offer you partnership?" The final scene took place as the Zephyrian fleet prepared to depart Earth's system. Commander Vexhi had chosen to accept human partnership, but many of his crew wanted to return home with their reports of what they had discovered. President Carter addressed the departing Zephyrians with respect and regret. "We are sorry for the deception, but it was necessary for both our protection and yours. We hope your species will choose to work with us in protecting the younger civilizations that still need guidance." As the Zephyrian ships departed, Dr. Harper updated humanity's files on the Zephyrian Confederation. It was just another entry in the vast database of species under human protection. Somewhere in deep space, Agent Murphy continued his undercover mission on a distant world, ensuring that galactic civilization continued to develop according to humanity's careful guidance. The galaxy was vast and full of wonders, but it was not the wild frontier that most species believed it to be. It was a carefully managed preserve where humanity worked in the shadows to ensure that younger civilizations could grow and thrive in safety. Commander Vexhai looked back at the small blue planet as his ship departed and wondered how many other species had discovered the same shocking truth. Earth appeared peaceful and beautiful in the starlight, hiding the vast civilization that secretly watched over an entire galaxy. The greatest force in the galaxy was not the most obvious one. It was the one that remained hidden, protecting others while asking for nothing in return except the continuation of life and growth throughout the stars.